Hey, what's up? I'm Shamar. I haven't made a video in a while because I had some computer problems. My monitor went out on me and a couple other things, and it took me a couple of weeks here to get back going because of financial issues and whatever. But I thought I'd make a video response to NightVisionPhantom and his world peace video. First off, his video is called World Peace, the Impossible Dream, and yeah, I pretty much would say that world peace, although a beautiful idea and everything, is probably the impossible dream. He said first off in this idea, we're going to consider that God does not exist, that there's no heaven, which in my point of view is hard not to consider because that's my point of view. And we don't have world peace because there is greatly conflicting opinion, which is true. But to be perfectly honest, most of the major issues that we have, the wars and things like that, stem from differing religious opinions on moral issues that only come into play when you base them on your religious views. Some of these issues that they consider to be ways of living would not be a problem if it wasn't for divine command. So, although I don't believe we could ever probably have world peace, we'd have a lot less trouble without the idea of divine command that causes people to believe dogmatically that there are certain ways of acting that if anyone doesn't act that way, they're just bad people. And that is an incredibly destructive way of thinking. He said that NightVisionPhantom said that they basically said that people with opposing viewpoints kill each other. And in a way I could see that true, because people with opposing viewpoints might harm each other, but again, from the evidence I've seen, mostly it's people with religious opposing viewpoints about morality that are based on religion and what they believe to be is key to salvation, that causes the most violence, to be perfectly honest. He also said that right now money is the driving force for peace. Or, forgive me if I'm wrong, NightVisionPhantom, but it seemed like you were saying that in a world without God, money is the driving force for peace. Which, if that's what you were saying, then I have to completely disagree with you on that. Because most non-religious people that I know would agree with me when they say that when money is the driving force for peace, you have nothing but trouble. I mean, peace is not about money. Pretty much any atheist and non-religious person I know would agree with, I'm pretty sure most atheist, non-religious people that I know, when we've come into these types of discussions, would agree with me that money is not the driving force for peace. And when it is, then yeah, of course you're going to have problems. The driving force for peace has to be the philosophies that we've developed as and evolved as humans to be our morality for logical reasons. And you also, one thing you talked about was a world where money is not needed to help each other. And that's you know, a fairy tale view, but I don't see how that would really work either, because that has a, not that it wouldn't be nice if people could just donate to each other and do things, but Having a single monetary item that can be universally traded for whatever you need is a lot more reliable as far as life, especially when it comes to the population we have on the planet now, and being able to we have products that we wouldn't have if they weren't mass produced and things like that. And so for this type of production, we need people that will work to create these things, and those people can't get paid in the items they're producing for trade or something like that. They have to be paid in some kind of way, and the only way to do that is to have something that is universally tradable, that has universally tradable monetary value, like a dollar bill or a coin or whatever it is. Now, the ideology that causes us to treat acquiring sums of money and equate them with happiness is not a good ideology to have. I'll agree with you there. But I don't think that sorry, I've got a bad knee. I just made it hurt. But I don't agree with you that that a world where money is not needed and everybody just donates to each other would even work. I mean, the only way you could do it as far as producing everyone's needs is more of a communistic type of society where everyone was just given what they needed and blah blah blah. But then you have to cut out a lot of people's freedoms, and you end up with people doing what they don't being forced to do things they don't want to do, and that doesn't really work either. And that's that. And you're saying that world peace is not possible till people's ideas do not conflict anymore, and in that I don't think that'll ever happen, because everyone's unique. People are going to have conflicting ideas, however, I think a huge way to get rid of the most conflicting ideas that separate us as people and that keep us hating each other in different cultures and different areas stems from religious ideas, because we hold these religious ideologies as things that make you a good or a bad person. You can differ on what kind of clothes you like to wear or whatever, and not consider that making someone a good or bad person. But when somebody does or does not do something that your God says to do or do not do, or you're going to go to heaven or hell, then the people that break that law or that keep that law are bad or good people. And that is a whole nother issue. So I think the eliminating of these religious ideologies would definitely help us to get along a lot better than we do. But I think that, as the title of your video goes, world peace probably is more along the line of the impossible dream. However, I do think we can get to a much more peaceful society with much more happiness and much less violence. And in fact, I think we might be able to get to a point where we can eliminate most violence, other than the occasional single person, who is insane or doesn't have a proper, doesn't have a normal mindset, acting on his own and doing something crazy. Of course, you're going to have people born that are pretty much insane sometimes. But for the most part, I think we can get rid of most violence in society and things like that eventually. Not like within my lifetime or anything, but eventually, as our ideology begins to change, and especially as we eliminate things in our belief system that cause us to consider other people good and evil because they don't share certain ethical viewpoints of ours that our God told us were ethical. And other than that, other than God saying they're bad, doesn't really hurt anyone. And if you look at most of the ideologies, especially religious ideologies, that cause people to say that one person is evil and one person is not. Most of those things that one side considers evil and one side does not are usually not something that is detrimental to anyone. And to me, that's the saddest thing about it. But I thought I'd say something real quick about this video. I don't know how long my video's gotten, but I'm Shamar. Peace.